Rio Cantina on Airline in Prairieville. Welcome to the Wednesday edition, Thanksgiving Eve of Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Charles Handgriff along with Jimmy Odd. Jordan Kitchen's back in the studio. Randy McKay with us today. Scott Rabelais with us today. Wes Reynolds with us today. College basketball with us today. Coaching news with us today. Jimmy, good morning. How are
Good
you?
morning, man.
We got some beautiful weather outside.
It is awesome, huh?
Yeah, the weather's
This is great.
fantastic. If you're getting ready for the holiday, if you're punching out a little bit early, or going to see family and friends, enjoy the days here. It's going to be an eventful few days football wise, and glad you're with us here today. So where do we start? I guess we start with Lane Kiffin and the no news is good news type of thing. Jimmy, this is what I hate to keep saying the same thing over and over. It's been the same thing for 3 days, but this is what people want as an update, and so we need to do that. And my update is no news is good news. Everybody that I check with, everybody I can check with every day, and everything still seems to be in line for Lane Kiffin to be at LSU with an announcement coming Saturday after the Egg Bowl on Friday. Everybody goes with the same caveat. Lane Kiffin could change his mind at the last minute, but at least for the moment, everything, and it's been pretty quiet on the rumor front for the last, I would say, 48 hours for sure, with Kiffin going anywhere else. It looks like Ole Miss has kind of accepted that this is what's going to happen, and Florida has moved on.
They've accepted for a little bit now.
Yeah.
I would say that Friday meeting, Dellinger releasing the details, word getting out that this is kind of an agreement in principle. You'd say there have been other agreements in principle that didn't come to fruition. And with Lane Kiffin, I mean, you gotta. There's a little bit of concern with them, but I mean, for months, and we talked about it, he didn't sign that deal for a reason. So he had an urge to get out. I don't think he was. He had the deal. He didn't have to drive Ole Miss up. I mean, they were sweetening the pot. He's just ready to move on, but he could change his mind. It's an odd deal because when everything happens like Thursday, Friday, the athletic director makes one last run at him, a playing meeting, not a yoga session, and he's trying to save his guy. He's trying to make his one play. It's like O'Keefe telling Saban, man, tell me what you don't like about this job, and maybe I'll go see these little booster groups around the state and things like that. I'll knock some of that out for you. Let's get one more thing. Jimmy Sexton saying, Nick, you sure? Because I got guys that can either coach or they can either recruit, but very few that can do both, man. You sure you want to go into the pro game because you lose? They're making that last little pitch, and boy, you could read the official statement from Keith Carter, the athletic director from Ole Miss, and say, "Oh, there's some messages beyond these words." He's pissed. He's actually going to he's going to leave his team before the playoff if form holds on this whole thing. But a week's a long time to wait for this thing. That's why people do want an update.
And they get nervous, because things do go
it's
sideways
just
sometimes.
Doing business with Lane Kiffin will make you nervous.
And by the way,
sorry.
This is going to be, if he's the coach here, which we think he's going to be, this doesn't stop when he gets here. I mean, and I'm not saying he's going to
I'm not sure about that. Minus one job.
I don't think.
One job.
Alabama?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't necessarily think it's going to be job hopping, but Lane is always going to poke the bear. He's always going to be – there's always going to be a social media something. There's always going to be a something.
The one time we're like, man, he's really – the one point in this whole thing of sympathy when he's like, man, he's really battling with this. He's maxed out. He feels he's maxed out at Ole Miss. He doesn't want to leave his team. He's never this would be his biggest game in a playoff. That would be his biggest stage. Out of all of his stops, that would be by far his biggest game. And he's worked so hard to put it together. He's He's worked the portal. He's worked the boosters. He's done everything to match up at Ole Miss. He would be in a playoff where Texas and LSU and Florida and some other Auburn, Tennessee are not. And man, well, man, that's a tough deal. But he's tired of fighting this uphill battle. He's tired of fighting with one hand tied behind his back. And I know that it's so he wants to go where it's more of a loaded deck, whether it's Florida. But his wife wants to go to. I mean, she's an alum. She's a. She, it, Her dad was an All-American quarterback there. I mean, the rekindling, the reconciliation. I don't know, man. You figure that out. You let me know. And that point of sympathy, and he's tweeting out day 42. Deep thoughts with Jack Handy.
Right.
I mean,
you're always
I'm
going to
jumping
get that.
I'm jumping on a McAfee show.
You're
like,
always
like,
going to get
so you're
that
going
with
to
him.
get the clown show.
Yeah,
You're going to get the side show. He
the-
can't help himself. If you're surprised and if you're pissed off when it happens here, don't, because it's coming.
All the accessories are included.
Yeah.
And I'll add one thing.
And some people get a kick out of that.
Yeah, I'm not one of them, but
No.
okay.
I'm it's part of it plays better. And I said this before. I'm not trying to. That's why I think he's actually a better fit at Ole Miss than he is at LSU, because those kind of antics are perceived differently at a high expectation, resource program.
You get the whole
Don't
Lane
you
Kiffin,
think?
yes, and you get the whole Lane Kiffin experience with this.
I mean,
I don't think he was necessarily looking to get out of Ole Miss unless the right job came along. When you say I'm ready to get out, he was only ready to get out. If Brian Kelly had survived here and Billy Napier had survived at Florida, I don't think he was going to leave just to leave. He wasn't going to take Arkansas, Oklahoma State, or UCLA.
No.
It had to be a certain job.
No.
He could have stayed there another
He whined
year.
about this over and over. Well, I mean, big bad LSU doesn't have to do this, and Alabama doesn't have to do this. I mean, he talked about it all the time. No, he wanted a higher resource.
Yeah, it had to be a higher. He wasn't going to leave just to leave.
Well, who said that? Who insinuated that?
You said that, Loy. You said he's ready to get out.
No. If I no. For a better,
okay.
I just
wanted to clarify.
For an
I just wanted to clarify.
Okay. If I insinuate in any way just to leave, no. He's leaving. He's not leaving for a lateral or a lesser move. And Ole Miss, to their defense, and we like to pick on the runts, okay? And this is a rough one for the runts, all right? But this is a brutal deal. But they were right there with LSU and some others with their collective. They were right there with their player budget.
Beating them on the field.
Oh no! We know because he's better than Kelly.
Yeah.
In this era, for sure. When we were looking in, I had a problem. We were looking Ole Miss in the eye, not when they were better than us. When we were looking them in the eye, it's like this should not happen. I mean, swap places, and he wanted to swap places. He wanted to swap places because if Kelly couldn't do it here, what's he going to do over there?
Yeah.
No shot.
Saturday, I think he's gonna swap places, make it official. All right, here's the rest of the news. Yesterday, Oklahoma State hired Eric Morris from North Texas. Was a very bright young coach.
Considered to be sort of maybe third in the pecking order here, which I wasn't crazy about. He might be an upriser, but where was his stock a year ago? He is the definition of flavor of the month. He could blossom into something special, what he's done in North Texas. But North Texas, any Texas school that's competing against schools outside of Texas has an advantage. They have money.
Yeah.
It's a big enrollment school. He's done a great job. He's ridden a hot quarterback as well. I think it's more than just his quarterback, although he's good. And I think this is it's a natural next step for this guy to go to Oklahoma State.
It's multiple quarterbacks now for him is the most exciting thing if you're an Eric Morris fan, because he signed John Mateer when he was at Washington State. He signed Cam Ward when he was at Incarnate Word. And last season, Chandler Morris, who was his quarterback, was fifth in the nation in passing yards per game. And now he's discovered this kid, Drew Mestamaker, who was a punter in high school, wasn't even starting quarterback, and has turned him into a guy who's got 3,500 passing yards this year as a freshman. So he is looked at as a guy who can develop quarterbacks. It's more than just one now. We'll see. I think it's a great move for Oklahoma State. I would be.
yeah, no, this guy was being mentioned for some other jobs, and with so many openings available this year, and how many coaches are because most coaches are staying if they're going to the, if they're going, if they have a chance to go to the playoff.
Yeah.
I mean, most are sticking. So, I mean, he was he was pretty hot, man. But I just saying I'd be a little bit. He might be outside. Who really knows? But I was a little bit. I would have been less than satisfied if LSU had landed him.
It would have been. It would have been a big jump to come
Yeah,
here.
he's skipping a few steps.
At Oklahoma State, that's great. Missouri Board of Curators has got a meeting this afternoon, and according to our good friend Ross Dellinger, authorizing the university to move through with a proposed new contract for Eli Drinkwitz. Their board of they call it Board of Curators.
Yeah,
They're-
if you have rocks in your end zone, it's curators, not supervisors or trustees.
Okay, I see. I learned
Yes.
something today. They just met last week, so them putting another meeting, especially Jimmy. How many people are working it all the way to the end of the day today? I mean, everybody's got one foot out the door on days like this before the holiday weekend. They call this meeting for a reason. Today, timing is important.
Look at Kalshi. We've been looking at him. He's
Right.
second choice for this job. He's second choice for this job. He's second choice for that. I mean, his name is out there.
This is Missouri putting the "Keep Out" sign on the front lawn.
Well,
And Drinkwitz saying, that's fine, I'm staying. No Penn State, no LSU if that thing falls through, no Florida. I'm fine here.
from what I understand, he let people and with the Missouri job, but he should be interested in the LSU job, right?
Sure.
Absolutely. So very average at Missouri, 25 and 24 in the league. He beats who he's supposed to. He loses who he's supposed to. I mean, just kind of, and that's kind of how Missouri came into the league. That kind of average. They just kind of Missouri. He's kind of just kind
He's
of.
doing better than just staying. He's getting a raise.
Oh well, he's.
And an
I
extension.
do think his teams are well coached, and I said that yesterday.
And I don't
But
disagree.
25 and 24 with the schedule. I mean, playing Kentucky and Vandy a lot, and it's just it's okay. It's okay.
LSU just fired a guy that was 34 and 14, and
No, not in the league.
Not in the league, but
What was he in the league?
he was 8 games over 500 in the league. I think is what he.
Okay, well
finished.
that's just okay at LSU.
I got him fired.
Eight game. Well, should you be, So he
Should-
was 5 and 3 for on the average 4 years.
Should you be fired for that? I don't
No,
know.
no. If he,
19 and 10, 9 games. It was 19 and 10. 9 games over 500.
that's I would say that's kind of what's expected, huh?
No, they expected more than that. They fired him for that.
If he was busting his ass, if he was didn't everything he was supposed to be doing, and that was the results, I don't think he would have been fired, Charlie. I didn't think he would be fired. And I knew he was lazy.
Yeah, maybe. We'll never know, I guess. But they did fire him. The other news, according
Did
to
they?
103.7 The Buzz out of Arkansas, the Arkansas Razorbacks are going to hire Alex Golish from South Florida. The Buzz is reporting that Golish has accepted the offer to be the next coach in Fayetteville. So the piece is starting to fall into place a little bit here with the coaches.
Yeah. So
What do you think? What do you think of the Mad Russian?
I thought he was.
I probably should stop calling him that. He was born in Moscow, but he's been in the United States for a very long time. So
done a hell of a job.
yeah,
Done a hell of a job.
One-
He's put together a really nice. I think he has the best Group of 5 roster. Doesn't help them when they got beat, in Memphis, and but I mean, to beat Boise, to beat Florida, he's got a good roster, man, and there might have been. Is he going to be able to get as good of a roster in Arkansas as he was in Tampa?
they're going
I
to give
don't
him
know.
some. They're going to give him some resources. There's some money up there. He's 7-6 his first 2 years at South Florida, and 8-3 this year. And the one thing I noticed about those guys, they physical. That
Okay. Well, the quarterback's extremely physical. He looks for people to hit when he's running in the secondary.
but the lineman, I would prefer my quarterback maybe not be that physical, but the
Oh,
lineman, I would prefer. And those guys will hit you. They'll line up and went
well, he's
toe
got
to toe
guys
with
that
Florida.
that he's got guys that are decent side. That's why I said I think he's got the best. I think up front they're better than the teams in the American right now. Tulane, Memphis, Navy, these teams. But a short sample size. I thought he would be more around that Florida area. I thought he would be a real candidate for the job at Florida in Gainesville. Going to Fayetteville and North Arkansas. I don't know. I mean, I hate to say fit, but you say they're going to give him money. Well, okay, you're in the SEC. Where's that going to rank? Of 16 teams. Is he going to have 13th the budget? The player budget?
You know as well as I do. If you're at Arkansas, you got to recruit the hell out of Texas. That's you got to go. You got to get a haul out of there. You can't make a living on what the state of Arkansas produces.
I think it's the one team that has suffered more with their roster building if they're moved to the SEC from the Southwest Conference because they were playing every visiting game. They were the only non-Texas school, and so they had a presence. They were. And I just don't think – I thought in the Southwest Conference, they were about a top 20 type of roster. They're not anymore. And it's not clear. And it hasn't been.
And maybe
can he do it? Maybe.
Maybe with his
But they're
ties
gonna
out of
have to-
Florida, maybe he can pull some kids out of Florida. Not a lot, but if you can pull a handful.
No, he needs to pull some money out the boosters and some real money, and not just kind of what Kiffin was doing at Ole Miss. Some ones that you can compete with the big boys.
Well, there's certain offices he can walk into. They've got plenty of money up there. We'll see if he can get it out of them.
Yes, they do, and it's just getting it out of them. That's
Here at Rio Cantina.
Rio Cantina, man, the great family of restaurants in Rio Cantina and Las Palmas. It's kind of a festive day, a festive evening.
Yeah.
And night before the evening and the night, evening before Thanksgiving, it's a day of celebration. You're coming back home, you're gathering with friends, and you don't have to be at lunch till like noon the next day or, whatever. Just get cooking in the morning. But it's a time to get out. It's a big going out night. So how about it? You do the happy hour over at Rio Cantina. They got margarita specials. So a lot of great stuff that we have going on over here at Rio Cantina. We're at the one in Prairieville on Airline Highway. If you coming from Baton Rouge, it's right past Frank's on your right-hand side. So just a little bit further is Las Palmas on your left-hand side down in the Gonzales area. So really, really good stuff over here. So our specials that we have each and every day, the lunch specials, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., served Monday through Friday. So they're available in all the fresh ingredients, generous portions. So really good stuff over here at Rio Cantina.
Live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
The Pierre Part Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierre Part. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at thibodeaustore.com.
1950, Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street. Then Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony has taken it to another level at the current location in South Downs. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters, po' boys, burgers, and more, all served up in an atmosphere full of sports nostalgia and tons of TVs to catch all the games. Seafood gumbo, crawfish cheesecake, or my favorite, the meatball quesadilla to start. Check out dinner and bar specials at philsoysterbar.com. You know we bleed purple and gold at Phil's Oyster Bar in the South Downs Shopping Center.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Brandon Holly here. Did you know Relief Windows is the window, door, hardy plank, and vinyl siding and interior shutter headquarters of the Gulf South? That's right. For nearly 20 years, we have provided you with a lifetime guarantee. Relief from the heat, cold, storms, and sun. So go where thousands have gone to upgrade the exterior and the interior of their homes. ReliefWindows.com. That's ReliefWindows.com.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummins generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Let Sammy's Grill do the cooking for your holiday feast. Fried or rotisserie turkeys with all the traditional sides. Pepper jack, crawfish, cornbread dressing, green bean casserole, mashed potatoes, boudin rice dressing, mac and cheese, and more. And for dessert, white chocolate bread pudding or pecan pie. Order a la carte or bundle up with our turkey feast that feeds 8 to 10 people. Call or stop by either the Highland Road or Prairieville locations to place your order today. Orders must be made 48 hours prior to pickup. Let Sammy's Grill do all the cooking for you this holiday season.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny.
And return here at Rio Cantina in Prairieville on Airline Highway. Remember, the show is always available on demand, 1045ESPN.com, LouisianaSports.net, as well as a new Handycast up at on YouTube. That is all brought to you by Supreme Rice, SupremeRice.com, supporting our Louisiana farmers since the 1930s, Supreme Rice. All right, let me get the bad out of the way first. This format in Las Vegas for the basketball tournament is bad. Okay, it's hard to follow. It's not particularly fair. It's icky. Okay,
You have 18 teams trying to qualify for 4, and so you're going to have some disparities in strength of in two games. You got to get it to 4,
right?
And so you're going to have some disparity in different level strengths of pairings, and then it's also point margin of victory, and that's how they separate. And so they're trying to score at the end and things like that.
Yeah.
But it's kind of screwy. But the
that's the end
basketball
of the bad. That's the end of the bad. The basketball has
awesome.
been phenomenal.
Awesome.
We have seen pre-Thanksgiving. And I understand some of the criticisms are this is hurting the Maui Classic. It's hurting some of the other tournaments.
The Maui Classic's not as strong.
I get it, but my God, the quality of basketball for pre-Thanksgiving has been off the chart. I mean, Tennessee and Houston. Are we going to be surprised if that's a Final Four matchup. It was an Elite Eight matchup a year ago. If
No,
that's a
I
Final
think I
Four
think
matchup,
both teams have improved their rosters, and that was Houston that was that close to. I mean, they stole the game from Duke,
yeah.
but then they blew the game against Florida in the final. So take your pick. I mean, it's as close, but far as close as Kelvin Sampson has been. It's his first time he's been to the title game, and they had it. They had it. They they kept the guy, the Oklahoma transfer, who's from Las Vegas. I forget his name, but he's it's his second year there, and he pulled his name out of the draft very late. It's two of them are back, and they're carrying the load offensively, but they got a freshman who could really knock down some perimeter shots, and some of their bigs are just young right now, but they'll be there. And I love the interview after one of the games said, "Oh yeah, coach is going to get on us, but that's why we're here. We came to get coached." My point is, we came here to be coached.
Yeah.
That is, there's so many college coaches in whatever sport are scared to coach. It's basketball and football mostly, because they jump so much. We came here to be coached. I mean, that's a strong statement. In Tennessee, Charlie, I thought their Achilles heel was Ziegler for so many. They have upgraded significantly, and the kid they got. Is it from Maryland? But he's a senior, and it's another sophomore. Their backcourt is a big upgrade, and he's a guy that you have to guard. You have to extend, whereas they kind of dared Ziegler to shoot. You have to spend. So that opens it up, and he reads the defenses, and he gets where he's creating. He create for himself. You leave him open, he's gonna shoot it. He's gonna knock it down. He's shooting 40% from three for the season so far, and he hit every foul shot. Him and the sophomore, I think they combined for like 26 or 28 free throws last night. But you've seen those scoring droughts. You've seen those ugly stretches for Barnes' team at Tennessee. This is not one of them. This is not one of them. And this is November, where it's supposed to be a little choppy.
Yeah.
But for those teams to combine for 150 points in November, that's all you need to know.
And Houston went 7 minutes without a point. Without a point.
They're both teams, I think, are upgrade, especially on the offensive end.
You know who I was watching last night was Senac, the freshman out of New Orleans. Now, he didn't have a big scoring night last night, but he still looked at as a probable lottery pick next year in the NBA draft.
The Newman kid?
Yeah, a fringe lottery guy right now, and a first-round pick. He's off to a reasonable start. He's averaging about 10 points and about 8 or 9 rebounds a game so far. He didn't have a big night last night, but that's who I was watching. The Auburn played the same Houston team a point about, a week and a half ago, and Michigan blew the doors off of them last night.
Michigan's really good.
Yeah.
Jacoby Gillespie is the senior point guard. Zero is the one I'm thinking of for Tennessee, by the way. So, I mean, 9 and 9 from the free throw strike.
And all 6 with the game on the line.
He's only 3 of 9 from 3 last night, but he's shooting 40% for 3 for the season. So, and Boswell is the sophomore who hit he only had 2 of 4 free throws. But Gillespie is the guy that, man, he's a little smaller guy, but he's physical. He really gets to the goal, and just he can score, man. He can score anywhere on the court, and he can create. He's a weapon, man. He is an offensive weapon that they just haven't had.
And the screwy part about the tournament, again, I'll put up with this for the basketball we're getting. Iowa State beats St. John's, who's a really good team, in the first game, and then they blew Creighton out yesterday. But what do they get? They get a consolation game against Syracuse today. And listen, there's a lot of money on the line. The winners get $1 million in this tournament. So the difference between winning and losing today is $500,000 for the team, and then you go down to $300,000 for the third place game. So they playing for something. Well, we laughed.
Well, they did this last year too.
I know, but the money has upped. Okay.
Oh, they have.
The money is upped, and the field is up. I mean, they want to do 32 teams next year, which I think is maybe a little ambitious, but we'll see. More good basketball. I'm fine with it. We scoffed, both of us did, when the NBA put this tournament in the middle of December and painted the courts a funny shade and said, we're going to give you a little bit of extra money, and we're gonna put this tournament in the middle of the season. We were like, really? You think those guys are going to care? And guess what? They cared, and they really put more into it than I ever thought that they would. Well, imagine for college kids, putting more money on the table. You're seeing some terrific basketball in November.
It's not that I can look at a game in this tournament for money in Vegas and say, oh, yeah, I can tell they're playing. They play the same. They play the same. I think,
yeah, but the money has brought the matchups together, Jimmy, is what I'm saying.
No, I understand.
Way
It
more matchups.
it brought good matchups last year. They upped the money this year.
Yeah.
It's brought even a stronger field. They've rotated between Mandalay Bay. The crowds are not great, but what you going to do?
It's daytime in November.
I mean, where they play the Maui Classic, I mean, you're dealing with a 500-person gym there. I mean, a small high school gym there. So it's there is quality basketball all over the place. And the Maui Classic, I mean, they still have a trip to Hawaii. I'm watching the trainer for North Carolina State, longtime trainer Sean Eddy, was down with NC State.
It's strange for me to see him in another uniform. I mean, on another bench.
Yes.
I know.
28 years at LSU.
I've known Sean back when he was the trainer for the baseball team. So we've known him a long time. It's awfully strange to see him on a bench other than LSU's.
Will Wade's team bounces back with a win, but they might have to throw a little money in theirs. Or, I mean, it's nothing. I mean, there's competition. I mean, it's just.
I love the fact that Will Wade was coaching in shorts yesterday.
Yes, I noticed that as well. So, most basketball coaches don't exactly have tan legs.
To get him a flowered shirt, though, man. I don't know why. Red flowers.
Don't forget our friends at United Community Bank, the local way to bank big with locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 50 years. United Community Bank, our great team of bankers, want to wish you and yours happy Thanksgiving. Prentice Wilkes, Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, David Henry, United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Here at Rio Cantina in Prairieville on Airline Highway, in Brewley, Las Palmas, down the street on Airline in Gonzales, on Highland Road. It's Wednesday. It's Margarita Day. It's $5 margaritas all day, all night at all of our restaurants. So you looking to meet up some friends? $5 margaritas makes every day a fiesta, Charlie.
It is a very nice little incentive to come on by and see us. Live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Gross Ted, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Gross Ted exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today and we can help you resolve your problem, whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padial at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars: Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources, we'll help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Get the 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. Uh-oh, they let the big dog out.
Boom! Out of nowhere!
It's time for the big dog, Randy McKay, with his best picks.
Big Dog, happy Thanksgiving, my man. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty well. Happy Thanksgiving to all you as well, and all the listeners out there. It should be an interesting day. A lot of good games, a lot of good, got Black Friday too, and a decent matchup, and should be a big weekend.
Yes, indeed. We'll be paying a little close attention to the Egg Bowl on Friday in Mississippi as well. So,
You think that news is going to break during the game? You think it'll leak during the game?
no,
Okay.
no.
I don't think you guys are really upgrading in coach if you get him, in my opinion. But
Why's that?
we can leave that up to date.
No, just
Well,
one.
what has Lane Kiffin ever won?
He,
He wouldn't even be probably a head coach if it wasn't for his dad, for one. He was an epic failure in the NFL. He was pretty much a failure in college till he did have a couple good runs with it, building up a couple programs and rode the coattails of being an offensive coordinator for Alabama, sure. But what did he do in Tennessee? That was a disaster.
Tennessee, I'll be fair. Tennessee's an incomplete. He gave up on it. He thought USC was a better job. Maybe not. But and he certainly failed at USC. I can't hold it against him for failing with Mark Davis, Al Davis, and the Raiders. I mean, who won there? And also, are we gonna keep Pete Carroll from going into Canton because he's a complete failure with the Raiders right now? They're pretty poor with the organizational. But Randy, he has the highest SEC record, conference record. Forget the inequity of these non-conference scheduling. See Penn State's non-conference schedule this year. But he has the highest winning percentage for conference games at Ole Miss since Johnny Vaught. That's 60 years ago. And so that's what I'm saying when I say, well, it's not like he's coaching at Alabama, LSU, Texas, Florida. Ole Miss, it's harder to win games at Ole Miss. Now, he has energized the booster group to where they have tightened the gap with the new structure of the new format of roster building and paying players. But it's still not, and that's why he's jumping. But and he's, so he's won a lot of conference games there in this. And guess what? Over that 60-year span, it's not like the SEC has dipped in the last 6 or 7 years. It's stronger than ever.
And I would add that I think you're getting the best of Lane Kiffin right now, as opposed to if you take the best of Brian Kelly, yes, that's better than the best of Lane Kiffin from, or the worst of Lane Kiffin from 10 years ago. Now I think you're getting Kiffin on the way up. I think you're getting him in his prime coaching years now. This is when Saban got here, same age. You're not getting the best of Brian Kelly anymore. If you were still getting the best of Brian Kelly, he'd still be the coach here.
Like Randy, Jim Moore Jr. at UConn. I mean, that's an unbelievable job. I don't know if some of the best in the best. Can Ryan Day go to UConn and do that? I don't know. I really don't know. Can Nick Saban go do that? I don't know. I mean, to take over what was basically UMass, what UMass is now. I mean, they're 9-3 and only 3 losses in overtime this year. So they're different. Not every job is college football is dealt equally. So that's my thoughts.
Yeah, I'll give you credit. He has gotten better as a head coach, but I just his resume just isn't that great, except for some of his stops down there.
Guess what?
Mississippi, and then of course in Florida Atlantic.
Guess what? Brian Kelly's resume was great. How'd that work out?
No.
I mean,
nothing's guaranteed, believe me.
And you know what? He was 9 games over 500 in conference games at LSU. 9 games in 3.5 seasons.
It's always a tough gig. If you don't win, especially win every year, then you're bad at your job, and that's the way it goes.
Yeah, well, and with unrealistic salaries and contracts that the coaches get, come unrealistic expectations. So, see this guy Signetti? It took him, 17 years to build that thing in Indiana? Oh, I'm sorry. Year 1, he's in a damn playoff. No, that doesn't help everybody else. That doesn't. That puts a lot of pressure on. Let's get to these games. Let's start off tomorrow. Detroit's playing, as they always do, the first game, and in the NFL on Turkey Day. It's noon Central kickoff, though it's been 11:30 forever for whatever reason. They're moving it to noon. They want us to spend more time with the family. Anyway, 2.5 is what we're looking at. You got 2. This thing was on 3 for a while to look ahead.
Yeah, it's been jumping around. There was some 3.5s too, if you like the Green Bay side, and that went down. So now it went down to 2.5, and I like it as a buy point here for the Detroit Lions rematch of Week 1, lost to Green Bay, but so far in this series, last few years, except for Thanksgiving in 23, it's been a home-and-home series. So I trust Goff and Moore versus Love and company, and missing some DBs here for Green Bay. So I think Detroit will have some success here on offense and keep the pedal to the metal and hopefully force Love to press. When he does that, you see some goofy plays and some interceptions, and hopefully that's coming here, and Detroit will get the win here, and it'll be an interesting NFC North.
There you go. All right, the Lions. We're on the Lions against the Packers here. You concerned about the Lions as of late? They should have lost to the Giants. They weren't really competitive on that Sunday night game against the Eagles.
Yeah, kind of playing with their food here a little bit, especially, I knew it was a bad spot there with the Eagles. I didn't expect what happened last week. Was kind of surprised everybody, but, of course, Jameis Winston can make things happen, and he's definitely did in that game. So was really surprised by that, but I think you'll see a focused team here, and and hopefully a good effort. Get their A game here on the Thanksgiving, especially since they lost to them in 2023.
All right, Kansas City and Dallas will tee it up at 3:30. Kansas City, but it found a way. They dug themselves a hole, but came back and won against the Colts on Sunday. The 3.5 and 52.5 is the number.
Yeah, you got a 6-5 versus 5-5-1 here. Definitely a game for the playoffs here. So should be a playoff type game here. This Dallas team greatly improved on defense here with the additions, and then getting used to defensive coordinator Eberflus's adjustments. Yeah, that Eberflus that coached Chicago in that debacle last Thanksgiving that got him fired. But he's better as a DC as we see some of these guys like Robert Saleh. So I like what he's done with this defense to get him, give him a chance here. And I think Schottenheimer's done a pretty good job in his first season. This KC team isn't an explosives team. They score, but it's all with clock-consuming type drives, and they rely on their good kicker. Man, both these teams had really good kickers with Bucker, and then on the other side, you got that, that bomber. I can't think of his name off my hand, but he's good too. But this Dallas offensive line has some injuries, going against a good KC defense, led by Chris Jones, and that could be some as well. So coming off that big win, I see this being a little closer game than expected here. So under 52.5 in this big total.
All right, under 52.5. Night game, you don't have a release on this, but Bengals and Joe Burrow, he is going to play. So he will start tomorrow night against the Ravens, and Ravens are 7 and 51.5. Just some thoughts on this matchup.
Yeah, if Cincinnati had a little bit more defense, I would consider this as an underdog play. But of course, I got 2 left in the Circus Survivor, so it'll probably be 2 on Baltimore here. I do have Kansas City and Detroit available if I want to use them. I've used the Eagles, but this will probably be 2 with the Ravens here, and hopefully it goes well. And Joe Burrow doesn't play defense, unfortunately, and this is one of the worst rated. I heard the worst rated defense since 1972 in DVOA, if you believe in such things. And we've seen it on the field. Even though last week was a rare thing for them, they had a pick 6, and they had a Stonewall Jackson there on the goal line, which they probably haven't done that in years with that defense, even with Lou Anarumo when he was there. So that was, and they still lost the game, but. I see this, hopefully Baltimore can pull through and I can survive and then get my couple picks in for Sunday.
All right, but we do have a Black Friday game, Bears and Eagles. Bears on top, that tough NFC North, but their point differential is minus. It's a rare combination. What's that tell you? They've been pretty fortunate right now, but they're built for these close games. So, Randy?
Yeah, and they kind of remind me of like 3 years ago when the Vikings had the same situation here where they didn't have a great point differential and they were winning these games. We got an 8-3 versus an 8-3 game, battle for first place probably in the NFC. Philly coming off that tough loss to Dallas, getting shut out in the second half, which was real surprising. Not the same offense. And this has been shown when they lose that right tackle Lane Johnson. When he's not playing, this offense isn't the same. Their team isn't the same without him as well. These Bears, like we said, winning close games off turnovers, and they're getting some defensive players back here, so they should be able to keep Hurts and Barkley and company. I like what I've seen out of Williams, a little bit of improvement. Coach. Of course, you got to credit that with a great job Ben Johnson has done in his rookie season. So I see this being a closer game than the 7-point spread. So I think we're going to get exciting exciting Black Friday game there in the afternoon.
There you go. All right, so Detroit minus the points, under a field goal. Kansas City, Dallas under 52.5, and Chicago on Black Friday plus the 7. Randy, enjoy the oyster dressing and the shrimp and melitone casserole and the cornbread crawfish stuffing for all your holiday spread tomorrow.
Dang, that sounds really good. I'm going to have to come out and see you guys for that.
You come down one holiday season, we'll take care of you. We're going to feed you. You know that. Big Dog, we appreciate it, man. Our audience appreciates all that you do for us on the show, man. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Good luck to you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right, thanks, guys. Good luck, everybody out there.
There you go. Don't forget our friends at Legacy Title. Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title for all of your real estate closings. 296-0060. Full-service title company servicing all of South Louisiana. Ashley Donald, Mariana Haynes, Adrian Galata, Michael Platt, Natalie and Bradford Smith. Buying, building, refinancing. Nobody choose but you. Choose Chad Reynolds in Legacy Title.
Live at Rio Cantina, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soups, salads, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales.
Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummings generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee is the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite. Love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell Omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots. Highland Coffees and Louis Cafe just outside the north gates of LSU.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crowntown Room at Dozy Place. The Crowntown Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze. For the perfect blend of sweet and spicy, you can't go wrong also with the flash-fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny.
We are at Rio Cantina on Airline Highway in Prairieville. Actually, there's already college basketball starting today. Vanderbilt tipped off about an hour ago. They got a 7-point lead going to break against Western Kentucky. And we got UNO. We've been watching UNO a little bit. They're an interesting team. They had an upset at TCU. They almost upset Mississippi State in Starkville earlier this week. They beat Tulane by 22. Now, LSU blew them out by 35. They play Texas Tech here in a few minutes. They are a massive underdog. Was it 29?
28 and a half. Yeah.
28 and a half. Okay. That game tips off here in a few minutes along with Syracuse and Iowa State. Iowa State's got at least a claim to be the best team in that tournament, although they didn't get the draw that maybe they needed. They play Syracuse, who's also played really well. That game tips off here in just a few minutes at the Gordon Arena, the MGM Grand Garden Arena. The first two games going in Vegas, or the first game going in Vegas today.
No football today. It's the first time in 39 days. No football, so wall-to-wall college hoops, man, all day, all night.
And all day and all night here at Rio Cantina, it's $5 margaritas for this Wednesday.
Thanksgiving Eve, that makes it a fiesta, Charlie.
Scott Ravelet with us when we come back. Live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Caesars Sportsbook is the only sportsbook app with Caesars Rewards. Bet on gridiron action and earn perks on every game like hotel stays, bonus bets, game tickets, and more. Download the app using promo code RADIO20X and place your first bet of $1 or more for a chance to double your winnings on your next 20 bets. Open to new users in Louisiana who are 21 or older. Licensed through Horseshoe Bossier City and Caesars New Orleans. Max bet of $25 for boosted winnings. Max additional winnings, $2,500 per bet. Profit boost tokens expire 14 days after receipt. If you're someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his blue period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
The timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
Let Sammy's Grill do the cooking for your holiday feast. Fried or rotisserie turkeys with all the traditional sides. Pepper jack, crawfish, cornbread dressing, green bean casserole, mashed potatoes, boudin rice dressing, mac and cheese, and more. And for dessert, white chocolate bread pudding or pecan pie. Order a la carte or bundle up with our turkey feast that feeds 8 to 10 people. Call or stop by either the Highland Road or Prairieville locations to place your order today. Orders must be made 48 hours prior to pickup. Let Sammy's Grill do all the cooking for you this holiday season.
Get Moss Max and less tax during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and dip trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, more cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
This is Buzzy Hydell for the Morris Insurance Group. Outdoorsmen in the state might be having a tough time right now finding policies to fit on the properties they love. If you've got a hunting camp, a boat, or an RV that has been difficult to insure, we want you to look again. For owners or renters, the Morris Insurance Group can help you all the way to the duck camp or the fishing boat. We also have policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance to let owners protect themselves in the event of damage. For your camps, boats and trailers, four-wheelers, ATVs, and tractors, get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call 225-201-0007.
Baton Rouge, get ready for a fiesta of flavor. Whether you're craving sizzling fajitas, cheesy enchiladas, or the best margaritas in town, Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill have you covered. Bring the family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. From fresh guacamole to mouth-watering tacos that hit just right, it's not just a dinner, it's a celebration. So why wait? Tonight, make it Las Palmas or make it Rio Cantina, two local favorites serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta.
Get the 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
Please consider making a donation locally through St. Vincent de Paul that truly helps people in need. If you have a boat, car, motorcycle, RV, clothing, housewares, or furniture you no longer use, please consider donating it to St. Vincent de Paul. This donation could get you a tax deduction. Visit svdpbr.org.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
Enjoying the finer things in life is his forte. Let's bring in Scott Rabelais from The Advocate.
And we're here at Rio Cantina on Airline Highway in Prairieville, where all day on Wednesday it is
Doesn't get any finer than that.
margaritas. Yeah, that's,
$5 margaritas
that's
all
good
day.
stuff,
Thanksgiving
man.
Eve.
Almost sounded like the on the little open there that they're pouring potentially a margarita. Rab, you pouring margaritas here today? You done working for today?
No, man, we have to get stuff done early because they do two papers in one day. And then I've been doing that, and then some staff predictions on the team, on the coach and the game, and then I got to do my column for Friday and then for Saturday. So no, it's never a doctor. Not right now.
You ever had a coaching search where you had a week pause after LSU found their guy?
They're all unusual in their own way, I guess. But it's the calm before the storm, I guess. But they got to figure out how they're going to do this if he leaves.
No.
Says you're not going to play off, and
no.
He's not going to want to quit.
I think he's coaching the game Friday.
Yeah.
They part ways. The LSU time to win, lose, or draw.
Oh, no, I thought you meant how they're going to do this Saturday. Is there going to be a release, a press conference? Is he going to actually talk in front of a camera? Is that what you meant?
No. What I mean is if they fire him, they owe him $36.6 million.
They're not going to fire him.
Okay, well, he's just going to walk away. He owes them $4 million.
Yeah, that's factored in. Yeah. The $4 million's factored in. It is of no consequence, is what I was told. It'll be taken care of.
Or, and I read this in my column I was writing earlier this morning. Are we all going to be victims of the most Lane Kiffin of Lane Kiffin troll jobs? And he's been stringing along LSU and Florida, two SEC rivals, to hamstring their coaching searches, and he's going to stay at Ole Miss.
He reserves his.
I wouldn't say this about anybody else.
I don't think so, because even though I think he's had that contract on his desk for quite some time. Signetti signed his about 5 weeks ago. He had his on his desk in Oxford at the same time after Franklin was fired from Penn State. And he had his eye on some other opportunities at that point. And if he were to troll and change his mind, which he could, I think it's a small, I would put it at a very small percentage, but nothing's 100 or 0%. He has really damaged his situation at Oxford. I mean,
no question.
So, and I don't know if he would. I mean, he's had time to think about this. He didn't start thinking about this last week. And that would be a really poor calculated move, because then if he, we don't care if he loses to State one time or he loses that Kentucky game last year. Lose that Kentucky game. Kentucky went 1-7 in the league. And he's had some of those. It wouldn't be as cozy. And I'll go on the record and say it again. Because of his antics and the stuff that comes with Lane Kiffin and the social media stuff, where he seems way more comfortable than he does actually in person. He's just the opposite of most people. That's more of a fit in Oxford than a high resource, high expectation program like LSU. So we'll see. Nonetheless, there's been a lot of good. Tuberville's a pretty good coach, huh?
Yes.
Cutcliffe, pretty good coach.
Yes.
Houston Nutt, pretty good coach.
People have in business.
Ogeron coached the best team in college football history. These guys, 60 years of sample size, he's got the best conference winning percentage at Ole Miss. He is maxed out in Oxford. He is maxed out there over a long sample size, and he's done it where the league is arguably at its strongest over that 60-year span.
Let me add one thing to all of that, Scott. If he did pull that and go back to Oxford at this point, maybe he could repair the damage there. Maybe not. Maybe take him a long time. But I do think it would severely hamstring him for any other job. If 3 years from now the Alabama job came up or whatever job it is he wants, not an NFL job, but another college job, I think schools would be very reluctant. They would say, listen, you took Auburn to the altar and said no. You took LSU and Florida to the altar. You strung your current employer along for better than a month. We're going to skip the drama show. We're just going to go find somebody else. I'm not saying the guy would never get another job. I'm just saying that the really peak jobs, the ones that he would really want, I think they'd look twice if he did this dog and pony show all the way up to the end and then pull the rug. And I think he knows that. So, again, I agree with Jimmy. Nothing's 100%. But didn't you think a week ago on Friday that this week would be filled with rumors and innuendo and all kind of crazy stories coming out about what might happen, and it really hasn't? What did you think last Friday?
Yeah, and let me go back to him, by the way, and say I think he's coming to LSU. I just think Lane Kiffin is the one coach who could just be toying with people. But no, I think he's coming to LSU. Part of me is in the back of my mind, just like, is it definitely true? But you're right. It's not until the ink is dry. I thought, and I said on your show, and I've certainly said on our podcast and stuff, I thought, there's a good possibility he might not make it to the game. There might be some internal revolt with players and maybe even some of the staff who don't think they're going to come with him to an LSU, assuming he takes the job. So, I was kind of wondering if he was going to make it to this game, but as time goes by, as we get closer to the Egg Bowl on Friday, it looks like that he will. But yeah, I've expected something else. He's certainly calmed down on social media, even, right? He's hardly tweeted anything.
They took his phone away.
So
you can keep your office, but you got to turn in your phone for the rest of the week. Hey, Scott,
it's been quieter. Yeah.
I got this question on X. Is this the first time LSU got their first choice in the modern era? And this is the way I answered. I know you did a column earlier this week on coaching searches. Ed was not their first choice, obviously. I think Les was very high up the list. I don't know that he was the number one choice, but he was very high up the list. It was him and Petrino were the top two guys.
Del Rio, too.
But Del Rio never really got there.
Well, Skip went and drove to Daytona to go meet him.
Skip told us those were the three guys. And Petrino. So Les was at the top of the list. He wasn't. I'm sorry. He was near the top of the list. I don't know if he was
fair.
at the top of the
He
list.
might have been one of three that were kind of equal.
Saban, they fell ass backwards into. DiNardo certainly wasn't. The Mike Archer thing, that was a very impressive list of candidates that interviewed. And then Bob Broadhead told us a story when he was working at the radio station that maybe it was a surprise to the public, but Bill Arnsparger was who he wanted. So I don't know how you feel about it. Is this the one time they've definitely gotten their alpha number one choice?
I mean, was Bill Arnsparger his number one choice?
According to the guy made the hire, I got to be skeptical about that.
Broadhead said, and Broadhead knew him from his time in Miami, but Bob was known to embellish at times.
Most coaches, most people that make the hires tell you it's their number one.
Yeah,
okay?
and this was 20 years after the fact, so you might remember the 84 coaching search after Stovall better than I did.
I think Saban was their number one here.
But not at the beginning of the search. They didn't even know he was available at the beginning of the search.
No, they were about to go to coordinator.
No. This hire.
Oh, okay, I see.
This hire, and once he was discovered, he was their clear number one. Once they,
I guess I'm not counting Saban this time, but maybe I should.
I mean,
I just didn't think
because
he's
the level of attainability
Yeah,
is certainly
yeah.
different. Yeah.
Not just LSU, but it's rare in general. Or it's less
Yes.
likely, that you're getting your first choice. And speaking of Saban, obviously they offered the job to Rich Rodriguez first at Alabama. The Texas A&M was going to hire Stoops from Kentucky, and then they kind of fell into my cocoa, and it's working out well this year. That's rare. But I think Kiffin he's the strongest. He's the top candidate out there right now, this year in this cycle. Would he always be? I don't know if he would always be the top candidate. So maybe he's a B+ candidate, but in other years he might be where the best. You're grading on a curve. He's the best candidate out there that's going to be available. Not getting Ryan Day or Kirby Smart or Marcus Freeman apparently, but he's out there. So I would say, but like when it was Kelly and Lincoln Riley, I mean, Kelly kind of got him at the wire. It seemed like Lincoln Riley it was the best choice, but there's no Kelly versus Lincoln Riley this year.
Kiffin's not supposed to be in the list because he's not supposed to be attainable because his team's on, expected to go to play in the playoff. I mean, he's he's coaching at a Power 4 team. I think him doing it in the league also helps his stock for being the number one for this job. And I'm not sure if that necessarily be the case if, say, Michigan would open up, or Oregon, or or USC. I think his success in this league with less than elite resources have made him so attractive.
Yeah. One more thing on the historical. I'll ask both of you guys. None of us were on the beat at this time, but from what I've read, Bo Ryan was the consensus choice when he got the job in December of 1979. I don't know. You've read books. I mean, you've written books about the history of LSU football, Scott. Is that kind of how you have been told that it went down?
Yes. Yeah, I think that's fair. Paul Dietz had returned as the athletic director, and he was considered a young up-and-comer. People say he would have been great. I don't know. He was going to stall the VR offense at LSU, and it's the greatest. It's the greatest unknown question.
Is that why Stovall ran the veer? Is that why he ran a lot of the veer?
A lot, yeah, because
Bo Ryan was going to run it.
Well, Alan Risher told me this story that the team never actually met with Ryan. They were on Christmas break.
But that's odd that they would both have.
When they came back, he said when he met with Stovall, they were gonna run.
But Scott Charlie is forgetting one that was number one. Go get him and don't look back.
Oh yeah, that wasn't.
He was number one. Huh? Come on, Scott. Was it Curly number one?
Gil Brandt. Gil Brandt said, "Hire Curly Holman, don't look back," and he was right. No one wanted to look back.
Yeah, we haven't looked back since for sure.
The only coach. Talking about Kelly's record and everything. The only person to coach more than 1 year at LSU who left with a losing record. The only one.
Only one. What now?
Only got to coach more than a year and leave with a losing record.
They had a lot of coaches in the early days who coached.
Yeah, the early 1900s that did that. All right, Scott, a thought about this week's game. Really tough matchup for LSU. Oklahoma is playing for something really significant, and LSU is playing to finish the season. Any thoughts about Saturday's game?
I think we started doing predictions in the paper, score predictions like in the mid-'90s, I would think. I've never picked LSU to get shut out in the game. I'm very strongly leaning to picking shut out on Saturday. I just don't know how this offense can look so challenged against Arkansas and against Western Kentucky and certainly against Alabama on the road. And against, like you said, a very motivated opponent. Their offense is nothing great either. I think LSU's defense will do a good job against them, but I'm thinking of picking 17-0 Oklahoma, something like that. I mean, I really am. I mean, it's almost impossible in modern college football not to luck into a score. The defense sets you up on a short field. God, first and goal to the 4, get to the 1, and kick an 18-yard field goal. Western Kentucky, man, that's last week. And that's how many times has this happened this year? How many times have they gotten to the 1 and not be able to score a touchdown? It's at least 4. At least 4 times. So,
their red zone.
I don't see.
It's been a disaster.
I give LSU no chance. Yeah, I give LSU no chance to win this game unless they got like a defensive or a special teams touchdown or a couple of things in the way, like blocking a punt and a fumble, or set them up, very deep and they touchdown. So it's the offensive I think I've ever seen in person. And I don't think they can go to Oklahoma and win this game. I rarely ever give LSU's got no shot. I really think they have no shot in this game. That's unfortunate, but that's the position that they're in. And
that's so
At
odd.
that road Saturday, Lane Kiffin can't get here fast enough if he's coming.
So odd for just a 10-point spread. It's not a. What's the point spread when Pigs flew? 25, 24?
23 to 25, something along those lines.
Yeah, something like that.
That's kind of what I remember. I'll tell you the game I got in my head. LSU played a game against Florida, and this would have been somewhere around the mid-'80s, maybe 85 or something like that. They lost the game 20-0. And it felt like they had been beaten 60 to nothing. The offense they could have stayed there until New Year's and not scored. Florida didn't run away with it because LSU's defense was really good too. And that's kind of how I feel about this game. That
Oklahoma's doesn't score a lot.
Yeah, LSU's defense will keep them within shouting distance into the second half, and then will probably wear down, and Oklahoma wins the game. I'm thinking, 24 or 27 to 3 or 0 or 6 or something like that.
Yeah, one thing we know, that little guy knows in his swimsuit that kicks for Oklahoma. If he doesn't win the Groza, nobody will. 52 out of 53 on kicks, Scott. 52 out of 53, including the 30 extra points, but still he's 7 for 7 from 50 plus in college. It's pretty good.
I thought you were talking about Blake Groupie for a second. That's not right.
No.
Here's the number you need. There was in 1985 they played Florida. They lost 20-0. LSU had 135 yards of total offense in that game. Florida had 407. It was as bad of a beating as you can take for a 20-0 game. Anyway, Scott, got to run. Have a safe trip to Norman, and we'll see you at the press conference.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Happy Thanksgiving, and hopefully go quickly.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We're also brought to you by the Thibodeau store, the Pierreport store, also now in LaRose and Lockport. Their Black Friday deals are up on the website right now at thethibodeaustore.com. Huge array of power tools, security system, security cameras, security locks, all of them available at discounts right now. So many different things that you can find, unique items if you're getting to your Christmas shopping right now. The Cypress furniture at the Thibodeau store, the fishing gear there, all of your outdoor cooking equipment. Jimmy, you stocked up before the season, but now if you're getting ready to give gifts for the holidays, you can get them at the Thibodeau store.
Well, I pull one out. Now I got to assemble it now because it's time to start loading up that log rack for the fireplace, which I got down there, and they. They took me in the back, cut me a couple 2x4s to go with it as well. So do like a half cut or whatever it is. I mean, a half batch. I don't know, but I'm looking to kind of might get into that fireplace in the next couple of days. Huh? It's gonna get down to 30s.
Yeah, the temperature is
just a little bit. It's got everything you need. Everything you need. But during this holiday, Black Friday, if you got the outdoor cook in your anything. Man, there's different gadgets and different pots and different rigs and different, outdoor cooking needs. We're all different sizes, all different price points. They've got something for you.
TheThibodeauStore.com online, live at Rio Cantina, live at Lunch 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Pierrepont Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierrepont. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at thibodeaustore.com.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance. And Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee's the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite. Love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots. Highland Coffee's and Louis Cafe just outside the north gates of LSU.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. From east, north to south, but we're heading west. It's Wes Reynolds from VSiN.
And return here at Rio Cantina on Airline Highway in Prairieville. All day Wednesdays, it's $5 margaritas.
$5 margaritas, Wes. Drinking with Lincoln, huh? How about that? Does that sound good on Thanksgiving Eve? Happy Thanksgiving, Wes.
That sounds delightful. Happy Thanksgiving, fella.
Yes, indeed. So, give us your 2 cents. We think it's on pause, but we think that Lane Kiffin will coach the Egg Bowl on Friday, and then he will part ways with them and take the job at LSU. They win. They're on their way to the playoff. We know about that. He's got the best winning percentage in conference play since Johnny Vaught did in the 60s. That's a hell of a sample size, and that's a pretty long sample size to kind of, but some people, once he won on a big level, your thought about Lane Kiffin expected to take the LSU job?
Yeah, not really a surprise here. Is that look, and I like Lane Kiffin. I think he's kind of a quirky, fun personality, but there's always drama with him, right? Like when he, bolted for Tennessee in the middle of the night. So this has kind of been a pattern. And you talk about, hey, win the Egg Bowl. That's still, I don't think, that's still a little bit of a question whether they're going to do that, being that I took Mississippi State plus 7.5, because Mississippi State a lot to play for on Friday morning. The game should be on Thursday night, like traditionally, but I digress. I think Mississippi State is going to play hard. They're better than 5 and 6. Like, you guys have watched them enough. Like, they've had a couple games that they should have won and just, had some bad luck and some variance go against them. And then plus you look at Ole Miss, they haven't been in about over a month. They beat Oklahoma in Norman at the end of October, and then they've had a pretty easy schedule at home and got maybe a little bit fat and happy, and now you got to go to start Vegas and more cowbell. Who fight it, as Christopher Walken and SVP would say. More cowbell, and I think they're going to get it. I think that's going to be a really good game on Friday.
I need more cowbell. Yes, indeed. 22, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, one of 22 games this weekend in college football that has a bearing on the overall playoff, whether it be for a conference championship or for not eliminating some for the playoff or keeping it going. I can't remember this, and this is the good part of we had 22 games going into this weekend where it matters for the college football playoff. Where do you want to start? We got some great matchups for rivalry week. Wes, who are you looking at?
Yeah, we certainly do. All of them. First of all, we got to hang another eye on that bucket and then see him in Indy for Indiana. I'm not gonna lay the 4 touchdowns there. This is Purdue's bowl game up there in West Lafayette for this year, but just 1 week away, and then we may get 1 versus 2. But in terms of what I played this week. One that I did play, I played Washington plus, and I took 7 when it was available. There's still a couple out there against Oregon. Oregon got a little bit banged up in that game against USC last week, and that was a big win for the Ducks. And the fact that the Ducks are put up there at 6, like in a relatively comfortable position, but how comfortable will they be if they lose to the Huskies on Saturday? So I think the Huskies. I like the way their defense has been playing of late, so I thought that was a little bit of a big ask for them. So I went ahead and took Washington in that game. And then one that I did play, there are coaching changes abound. Of course, the latest one was Morris is now going to Oklahoma State, but he's staying with UNC through the bowl season. I think they'll take out Temple. I laid the 19.5. North Texas, by the way, with a win, they are in terms of the American Athletic Championship game against likely Tulane. I think they'll get by Charlotte. So I think North Texas, they kind of send old coach out a winner and go ahead to that conference title game. And then also played a couple rivalry ones that don't have a lot of playoff implications, but I like South Carolina on the money line against Clemson. Disappointing season. Not going to a bowl game, but I think they'll at least be motivated for Clemson. And you got to be careful with some of those teams, because some of those teams that aren't going to bowl games, that doesn't mean that they're going to lay down and mail it in. So I think in like rivalry games, you'll see South Carolina play very, very well. You'll see Virginia Tech, I think, play well at Virginia. Nevada against UNLV, just amongst those I took in rivalry week.
All right. What about the pros this week, Wes? Who are we looking at?
Yeah, we'll start with Sunday night. And Denver now everything's pointed to Denver, right, in the AFC West, because Kansas City just kind of like survived. They kept their playoff hopes alive with the win over the Colts. The Chargers are very banged up, even though they get a pretty easy opponent this week with the Raiders. And now everything's pointed to Denver. That, this looks like a fait accompli that they're going to win that division. Not so fast, and especially being a favorite on the road against the Commanders, who are disappointing this season, but off a bye. Denver struggled in that favorite role this year. They barely got by the Jets over in London. They should have lost to the Giants at home. They weren't that impressive against Tennessee, and these are some of the bottom teams in the league that they have not been impressive in a favorite role. I think that's a little bit of a big ask for Denver. I like the Commanders plus the 6.5 that are out there. And then another kind of a ugly dog here. Boy, on Monday night, this is a little bit weird to see just 7.5 for the Giants at the Patriots. And I think that number is assuming that Jackson Dart is going to be back from concussion protocol. Discounted, but the Patriots were laying, 12.5 on Thursday night, just a couple weeks ago against the Jets. Not much separation with the Giants and the Jets, right? It doesn't look like with basically the same record. So, the Patriots at the top of the market here, maybe a little short-term sell on these guys. So go ahead and give me the New York Football Giants over the Patriots.
Yeah, and Jameis Winston has moved the ball. He moved it up and down the field against the Detroit Lions. But even more impressive maybe was against that Packers defense, which is so respected. I did say it was a receiver's fault. He did throw that interception to end the threat when they lost by 7 against Green Bay. But they have, minus so many weapons, Winston has moved. He's got to move the ball at least through 2 games at this point. It's official now. Will Campbell with that sprained MCL, he has been placed on the injury reserve, so he will be out a minimum of 4 weeks. The first-round draft pick out of LSU, left tackle for the New England Patriots, and he's had a hell of a year, huh, Charlie?
They lost a guard too, and I'm not sure what the extent of his injury is, but that was the whole left side of their offensive line that they lost in that game last week.
Hey, Wes, if you had a choice in the AFC, would you take the newbies, the teams leading the divisions like the Colts, Broncos, and Patriots, or would you take the old teams like Buffalo, Baltimore, and Kansas City if you had to take a group to win the AFC?
I'd still take the veterans over these young pups and these Johnny-come-latelys, if you will, and that includes my Indianapolis Colts. But I think Baltimore has finally gotten healthy. I know that they looked a little shaky last week against the Jets, but they're finally getting healthy. I think they're going to win that division. So I would probably take Baltimore, and then of the young guns, of the division-leading young guns, I like Indianapolis a little bit better than Denver and New England once we get to playoff time.
Wes, a big slate of college basketball today. Are you on anything in college hoops today?
Yeah, we've had the Players Era tournament out here. That's not really a tournament, unfortunately. I mean, you've got this really weird formula, how they determine it. I wish they would just go to like a bracket format. It's kind of ruining this Feast Week, right? It's ruining Maui. It's ruining all these other tournaments. In Michigan, they're the championship game over there on the Strip, and they've been the 2 most impressive teams, at least for what I've seen in 2 days. So Gonzaga, Michigan, I think we're getting a ton of points, and it's on the move, but I don't think it's moved enough. 163.5 go over Gonzaga, Michigan.
Over Gonzaga, Michigan. You're not impressed with Tennessee?
I have been, actually. I will say that. Nate Ament is the real deal. Like, we're talking about all these star freshmen, Devonta from BYU and Darren Peterson from Kansas and Koa Pete. Ament from Tennessee, he's a one and done. He's a lottery pick. He's been very impressive. I was impressed with them against Houston yesterday in terms of that defense. That was the rematch, remember, the Elite Eight game where Tennessee just couldn't hit a shot, and a lot of that was due to Houston's defense. So I think Tennessee has been impressive, but I just think from an offensive standpoint, Gonzaga and Michigan have been absolutely overwhelming.
Yeah, they're really good. They're really good, but I do see an improved Tennessee offensive team. I like the guards that they have this year, and like you said, the freshmen. But it's a deep freshman class. It's a great year to have a high pick, which the Pelicans would almost secure themselves of, right, Charlie?
Well, they shipped it back, one of the picks back to Indiana, and then the other one to the Hawks. So that's 2. They would have had 2.
We need it in Indiana too, by the way. We need one of those lottery guys with the Pacers now too.
You're well on
We're
your way.
2-15.
You get Tyrese Halliburton back next year. What do we get?
I don't know.
See, that's the answer. That's the right answer.
We've stumped Wes.
Yes,
it's taken a while, but we've stumped him.
He was trying to come up with a very nice way of saying nothing. You'll get nothing and like it. We understand.
Right, right. I hope the Pacers get somebody because this has been so depressing to go from Game 7 of the NBA Finals to a 2-15 team.
One more quick.
I have no sympathy for you.
Yeah,
None.
please, Wes. Come down to New Orleans and LSU right now.
Can I tell you this stat real quick? Jordan Poole, who the Pelicans acquired this offseason, has never missed more than 29% of the games in one season. He has played for his career 89% of a possible regular season games. He missed his 11th game out of 18 the other night for the Pelicans. This happened last year with DeJounte Murray. He had never missed more than 8 games in a season. He gets here, he promptly breaks his wrist and then tears his Achilles. I don't.
Okay, more serious stuff. Got a future on this division. The Pacers division. Who's going to win it? Looks like a 2-team race between the Pistons and the Cavs.
I was bullish on the Pistons. I took their overseason wins. I think the Cavs still probably win the division, but I tell you who's a good team there in that Central Division, the Bulls. The Bulls have got something. The Bulls have been probably fun teams to watch on a nightly basis. So they're going to get back in the playoffs there in Chicago. I hope it's the Pistons. I'm guessing you have something on the Pistons.
Yeah, I got
Jimmy?
plus 450. Yeah, I got plus 450 on the Pistons.
Yeah, I think they got a chance, and they've dealt with that, and now they've got Ivy back, and they're just kind of trying to figure out how to play all these guys together now and piece them because they've had so many guys out. But Cunningham has taken his game, I think, to another level. So they're going to stick with Cleveland, I think, at least.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, Wes. We appreciate it, buddy. We will talk to you next week. Thank you, man.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Don't forget our friends over at Go Chevrolet. And Go Chevrolet is in LaPlace. Go Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Plaquemine. So the Go Automobile Dealership family, my buddy Lee Carney and Nick Richard. And I don't just talk about the vehicles from the Go Automotive Dealership. I drive a Chevy Tahoe from Go Chevrolet. When I needed some work done, some electrical work done on my vehicle, I called up Lee over at Go Chevrolet, and he arranged for them to drive out a loaner. It's a concierge service department. So they dropped off the loaner for me while my car was being serviced. Then they brought it back to my house and delivered it to me, paid mobily. You talk about very, very convenient. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. So making room for those 26s and cutting deals on the 25s at both locations. Go Chevrolet in LaPlace. Go Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Plaquemine.
Live at Rio Cantina, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padial and Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and WorkboxLLC.com.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
This is Buzzy Hydell for the Morris Insurance Group. Outdoorsmen in the state might be having a tough time right now finding policies to fit on the properties they love. If you've got a hunting camp, a boat, or an RV that has been difficult to insure, we want you to look again. For owners or renters, the Morris Insurance Group can help you all the way to the duck camp or the fishing boat. We also have policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance to let owners protect themselves in the event of damage. For your camps, boats and trailers, four-wheelers, ATVs, and tractors, get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call 225-201-0007.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his blue period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
A timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummins generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
1950, Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street. Then Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony is taking it to another level at the current location in South Downs. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters, po' boys, burgers, and more, all served up in an atmosphere full of sports nostalgia and tons of TVs to catch all the games. Seafood gumbo, crawfish cheesecake, or my favorite, the meatball quesadilla to start. Check out dinner and bar specials at philsoysterbar.com. You know we bleed purple and gold at Phil's Oyster Bar in the South Downs Shopping Center.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny.
Return here at Rio Cantina on Airline Highway in Prairieville. We're also brought to you by the Morris Insurance Group. You're having a hard time finding some insurance for your coastal properties, let them help you out with flood insurance, those duck camps, those fishing camps, auto, homeowners, and commercial insurance too. Your big boy toys, your boats, your trailers, your motorcycles, your tractors, your RVs, all of them available for insurance at the Morris Insurance Group. Go to morris-ig.com for a free quote, or you can call 225-201-0007, 201-0007. Ask for Buzzy Hydell at the Morris Insurance Group. What do you think NFL tomorrow, Jimmy? We got 3 games. Packers, Lions,
Detroit.
Chiefs, Cowboys, Bengals, Ravens. You are on Detroit, so is Randy McKay. Any particular reason why? They had a scare last week with the Giants. Came back and won that one.
Yeah, they should have lost. I mean, just, you know, I think that Detroit's kind of been waiting for a little bit of this game since opening day. I mean, they got handled in a big way.
That was like the Micah Parsons debut, right? It was his first game with the Packers.
Yeah, he didn't play a whole lot of snaps.
But he was like a presence, if I remember, in that game. He didn't play the entire game, but the snaps that he played, he really put some pressure on Goff. I remember them making a big deal out of it, like, oh, is Green Bay the top team in the NFC now that Micah Parsons is there? But I do remember the game. They got it handed to him pretty good.
Yeah, and it was a little bit of an outlier. And then it looked like they were ready to kind of come back again. It got pushed around. That offensive line really got pushed around by the Eagles' defensive front, and that was something that was a little bit eye-opening. I mean, they did very little offensively in that primetime game. So I just I like them at home in a revenge spot division. I know it's and Love. you don't know what you're going to get out of Love. I mean, what was it 2/3 Thanksgivings ago? He just lit them up when they were like 10-point underdogs. So I just think that Detroit at home is a little bit better.
This is also the opportunity for Detroit to put themselves back in the playoffs. Right now, Green Bay's got them by half a game, and they would essentially flip positions with the 49ers in between. Also, Josh Jacobs is expected to play tomorrow, but whether he will be at 100% is anybody's guess. And he's kind of the engine of that Green Bay offense. Without him, they look very, very ordinary. With him, they're just a completely different team. So if he's limited tomorrow, that's a big deal in my opinion.
Yeah, Parsons has made an impact though. I mean, he's maybe not so much in his individual stats, but that defensive unit is really tough. I mean, they're really, really good. So I think it's strength against strength. With Detroit's offense against Green Bay's defense, it'll be a lot of fun.
It's kind of my favorite matchup of the day, although Chiefs and Cowboys should be entertaining. We have not seen this current version of the Chiefs in this position this late in the season where the playoffs are no sure thing. In fact, not only not a sure thing, they got to hustle a little bit here.
Statistically dominated the game, but they put themselves in a hole where they were fighting for their lives, and I mean it came down to the very end against the Colts last week. Daniel Jones looked human last week. It kind of looked like, okay, is he hitting his wall now? Is he going to do that? It's just one of those games where the newbies in the AFC have their cushion, and here's the more established teams like Baltimore, Kansas City, and in Buffalo that are fighting for their postseason live. And so Kansas City had to have it, and they did. And look, they're still going to be – they're a game behind, and they lose a tiebreaker to Jacksonville. So, and a lot of people think it's going to come down to, those two teams maybe for that last playoff position. So Kansas City against Dallas, who all of a sudden – man, if you keep Knucklehead Pickens, at least on the field, keep him straight, he's a playmaker. He's not the first or last wide receiver to be, kind of do these diva wide receiver type of, baggage type of things. But, man, he's a talent, next to CeeDee Lamb. And certainly isn't going to not going to overreact to beating up on the Raiders. But to come from 21 down against the Eagles, I'm sorry, that's got my attention.
And right now, Pickens is a better receiver than Lamb. He doesn't drop as many balls. He's a more physical presence. I mean, right this second, and you're right, he's a knucklehead, so you never know when he's going to go and do something foolish. But right now, he's the better of the two receivers.
You see where he's got the ball like at the 15, approaching the 10, and he's kind of going toward the pylon, between the 15, and he sets up the defensive back because he totally knows he's going to plant his foot and move. He's just playing at a different. That's just talent. That's talent, and it's just. Man, dude, just do a little bit right. Yeah. Just behave a little bit because, man, he's got some talent.
He's got number one receiver talent on all but about 7 or 8 teams in the league. I mean, there's not that many guys. Like CeeDee Lamb got what the NFL equivalent is of a max contract, and he right now is better than CeeDee Lamb.
He's more talented, yeah.
Yeah, but you just never know. What was more impressive with Dallas? The fact that they scored 24 points in a row. The fact that they kept Philadelphia from scoring, period, for essentially 45 minutes.
Part of and everybody's talking about it, whether it's Hurts. It's not just A.J. Brown, but A.J. Brown gave you the warning signs. Like, man, there's a lot of malcontent for a winning team. Now they lost. Now they said, man, yeah, they did a lot of things wrong. Barkley looks like a guy that doesn't have as much in the tank as he did a year ago. He looks like a guy that carried it as many times as he did last year. He looks worn down, and so he's not the same guy. We know Hurts has been inconsistent as a passer forever, but a guy like Lane Johnson, man, who's grades out as one of the top, maybe the top offensive lineman in football, he's been out of the lineup a lot. So they just can't rely on that offensive line that's been so so dominant for so many years and allow them to do all the other things. And Hurts isn't running, quite as much. But they did a lot of bad on offense to allow Dallas's defense to have a chance. So it was a two-way street.
Real quick in the late game, return of Joey B.
Man, he's a competitor, but man, that's a tough spot for them, man.
At 3-8, they have the same record as the Browns. You really got to wonder
how
much
sharp
you want
is he going to be?
Anybody's got. I can tell you this on the other side. Lamar Jackson's been back for 3 games and he don't look sharp.
They're winning, but they don't. But they're doing it ugly.
I mean,
yeah,
Jackson is as high a ranked quarterback as you got the last few years. He just looks a little bit off since he came back from injury. I don't know if he's still hurt or if it's just he's knocking the rust off, but he hasn't looked sharp either.
Well, one guy, his mechanics and his decisions and his pre-snap processing is so sound, it lends itself to consistent passing. Jackson's all over the place, on the move. His release points are all over, and maybe it's just he's going through one of these ruts. So we'll have to see. This usually happens in the postseason for him.
We're at Rio Cantina on Airline Highway in Prairieville. $5 margaritas all day on Wednesdays. We'll take a break, come back, and wrap things up. Live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Rufino's.
Okay, whenever you're ready, Jordan.
It's rolling.
This is Charles Hanniger. Hope everybody has a happy Thanksgiving. We start on Black Friday from Rufino's. Lock of the Week Friday presented by Tex Morris and Edward Jones Investments at 10 a.m. Lots of football action and gift card specials. Live at lunch, 10 a.m. Friday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
This is Buzzy Hydell for the Morris Insurance Group. Outdoorsmen in the state might be having a tough time right now finding policies to fit on the properties they love. If you've got a hunting camp, a boat, or an RV that has been difficult to insure, we want you to look again. For owners or renters, the Morris Insurance Group can help you all the way to the duck camp or the fishing boat. We also have policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance to let owners protect themselves in the event of damage. For your camps, boats and trailers, four-wheelers, ATVs, and tractors, get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call 225-201-0007.
We are here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his blue period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
A timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummins generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day, total maintenance.
1950 Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street, then Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony has taken it to another level at the current location in South Downs. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters, po' boys, burgers, and more, all served up in an atmosphere full of sports nostalgia and tons of TVs to catch all the games. Seafood gumbo, crawfish cheesecake, or my favorite, the meatball quesadilla to start. Check out dinner and bar specials at philsoysterbar.com. You know we bleed purple and gold at Phil's Oyster Bar in the South Downs Shopping Center.
Get the 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage that Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny.
Rio Cantina on Airline Highway here in Prairieville. $5 margaritas all day on Wednesdays. And this is I guess, the pre-holiday. Good time to come by and have a cocktail and get ready for the holiday.
Yeah, it's at this Rio Cantina location here on Airline Highway in Prairieville, down the road at Las Palmas, over at, it's in Gonzales on Airline Highway, just across the street. In Rio Cantina and Bruley, Las Palmas on Highland as well. So all of our Rio Cantina, Las Palmas family of restaurants. Wednesdays is Margarita Day. $5 margaritas all day, all night for this kind of going out night for pre-Thanksgiving, Wednesday, Thanksgiving Eve.
Friday is not going to be boring. A great slate of college football. We'll do our final football Friday, starting at 10 o'clock from Rufino's. They'll be doing their Black Friday gift card specials. Buy $100, get $50 gift card for a bonus. And we've got a great slate of college football that'll be starting early with us. We'll start the show at 10 a.m. Richard Dixon will be with us. We'll talk LSU football. We'll have the Egg Bowl on deck. It starts at 11 o'clock right there at the top of the regular show. So going to be a fun time. Hope that you can make it in your plans. Be out there.
Syracuse down 1 at half to Iowa State. UNO hanging around, down 41-34, 35 seconds to go in Lubbock. So great college basketball action.
Everybody have a great Thanksgiving. We'll see you on Friday. For Jordan back in the studio and us here at Rio Cantina, have a great day and stay tuned for Hunt on 105 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Have you been arrested or even...
All right, y'all have a good one. See you Friday.
All right, Jordan, thank you.
No problem.
In an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today and we can help you resolve your problem. Whether it's just a traffic matter